Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly rejects extension of interim administration in local governments. Can superstition assist in building values and morals in people? Reporter looks at reason for beer consumption in Akwa Ibom. This and more shortly. A beautiful morning to you out there. Welcome to Akbc 45 News. I am Margaret Bassi. We sincerely apologize for bringing the news behind schedule. It was due to circumstances beyond our control. Thank you. Akwa Ibom State Governor has saluted Akwa Ibom and Nigerian women on the occasion of the 2024 Mother's Day celebration. In his message of felicitation released by his Chief Press Secretary, Ekeretudo, Governor celebrated women for the exceptional role they play in keeping the family together during these hard times. According to the Governor, women have been the glue that binds the family unit, nurturing and keeping the home front together, adding that the day is dedicated to honor their great deeds and exploits. The Governor, on behalf of the government and people of Akwa Ibom State, celebrates mothers and appreciates them for what they represent. Since the inauguration of the pet project of Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu renewed Hope Initiative on June 2023, it has impacted on the vulnerable and indigent families through the country. States across Nigeria, including Akwa Ibom State, have felt its core mandate of inclusion in fulfilling the very essence of the project. The project focuses on 5 cardinal areas of agriculture, education, economic development, health and social investment, with beneficiaries cutting across the 36 states of Nigeria. In this report, yours truly takes a look at the latest inauguration of Renewed Hope Initiative Women Agricultural Support Program for South-South Geopolitical Zone, a Renewed Hope Initiative Financial Empowerment of 100 business for 100 persons living with disability in the state. The report. The banquet hall of the Government House Uyo was filled to capacity following the influx of guests within and outside the state, including the coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative for the 6 states of the South-South Geopolitical Zone of Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, and Rivers. Also gracing the event were the Secretary of the Governing Council of Renewed Hope Initiative and First Lady of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodimma, Director of Social Investment and wife of Senate President Mrs. Ekaituno Akpabio, wives of the Governor of Osun, Chief Titilola Adeleke, and Ogun, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, also the wife of the Minister of State for Petroleum, Oil and Gas, Mrs. Esenbom Ekperikpekpo. Speaking during the visit, the Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, said the project is aimed at strengthening the agricultural sector and bringing the vulnerable closer to government, and listed other ongoing intervention programs to include the Young Farmers Club, Food on Every Table, and Every Home a Garden. The wife of the president, represented by the wife of the vice president, Hajia Nana Shetima, presented the draft of 10 million naira each to the 6 coordinators of Renewed Hope Initiative for the 6 states comprising the South-South Geopolitical Zone for further disbursement of 500,000 naira each to 20 beneficiaries from each of the states, and the issuance of 100,000 naira each to 100 people living with disabilities to revamp their existing businesses.
To all those involved in organizing and implementing the Renewed Hope Initiative Women Agriculture Support Program nationwide, I thank you all. I look forward to witnessing the impact of this intervention in the lives of our women farmers. and rural agricultural community across Nigeria.
Governor Moino, while addressing the gathering, commended the humanitarian gesture of the presidency and wife, which he noted is devoid of political party sentiment, noted that Akwa Ibom State government has also taken steps to implement laudable programs such as the Arise initiative for the elderly, Arise free voucher food program from the bulk purchasing agency, among others.
We may belong to a different political party, but we will work hand in hand with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We will support him and we will ensure that the program in Akwa Ibom succeeds.
Also speaking, the Akwa Ibom State Coordinator of Renewed Hope Initiative and wife of Governor, Pastor Patience Umoino, and the wife of the Bayelsa State Governor, Dr. Gloria Diri, who doubles as the South-South Zonal Coordinator of Renewed Hope Initiative, noted that the initiative will boost the status of women and break the barrier of discrimination against persons living with disabilities, urging the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the funds.
These are crucial steps towards a more inclusive and sustainable society. By empowering this crop of women, we can unlock their full potentials.
The activities and programs of Arecha is a paradigm shift from the usual and making lasting positive impact.
Some beneficiaries bared their minds at the event.
That was the first time I have, benefited from the help of the government.
Thanks to our president wife, we are very happy.
I'm very grateful that as a beneficiary, this money will help me to do my business.
I am a blind cluster, and what I want to use the money for is for my piggery farm.
Margaret Bassi, Akbc News. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has rejected the governor's quest for extension of the interim administration in the 31 local government areas of the state, pending the report of its committee after oversight. The governor's quest, which was received at last week's plenary, was for the extension of the interim administration of local government, which is to end June 7, 2024, pending the readiness of Akbc to conduct elections. Having received the message as read by the clerk of the House, Mrs. Nsikarabasiorok, the Speaker said further extension of the tenure of the Transition Committee in the local government areas would be meaningful if their first 6 months was worthwhile. Speaker Udemotong emphasized that approval for the extension will only be granted when the House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs asserts that majority of the transition committees have done well within the period. The United States of America set aside second Sunday in May every year to celebrate mothers and motherhood. Mother's Day holiday is in honor of mothers, originated in the United States and is celebrated in other countries different dates. Paul takes a look at the significant roles of mothers in the society.
On May 10, 1908, American activist Anna Jarvis held what is considered to be the first Mother's Day celebration. Since then, countries of the world has adopted this practice by celebrating Mother's Day yearly. While some people mock the observance of Mother's Day at other times of the year, the United States of America set aside the second Sunday of May every year to celebrate motherhood. Mother's Day is always observed to celebrate the key roles women play at homes and taking care of not only their children but everyone around them. A woman is a wife, mother, aunt, a working class citizen, and sometimes self-employed. She cooks, washes dishes and clothes, prepares the children, husband, and relatives, and so reports to work either in government office, company, or as an entrepreneur. A mother is the one who stays awake all night if the children are not sleeping. Yet if any of our children misbehaves, they will say in my language, Adionduka, meaning you are as bad as your mother, or she will be blamed for everything bad. So, Mother's Day recognizes mothers, motherhood, and maternal bond in general, as well as the positive contributions to their families and society. In celebrating this day, it is not out of place to buy gifts to the person that represents a mother in your life, be it biological, foster, or a guardian. Imagine the world without women and mothers. Celebrate Mother's Day today, respect them, pray for them, and show them love at all times. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers and would-be mothers out there. Your reward of sacrifice will not be in heaven, but will start here on earth.
When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down. She go buy me something where I go chop. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, I love you.
Iyageno Paul, Akbc News.
In an African community, there are proverbs and maxims used to inculcate social and moral values in order to regulate relationships. Other than proverbs known as Nke, there are a number of beliefs among people arising sometimes from fear and helplessness. They are called superstitions. These beliefs have been existing since the creation of human. A number of them are not related with any scientific basic reasons, contemporaneity, or religious faith. Although they have nothing to do with wisdom and reason, unfortunately, they cannot be removed and eliminated from the mind, brain, and conscience of people, having been part of their growing up. Augustine takes a look at this.
In African community, there are proverbs and maxims used to inculcate social and moral values in order to regulate relationships. Other than proverbs known as Nke, there are a number of beliefs among people arising sometimes from fear, helplessness, and other times from coincidences. They are called superstitions. These beliefs have been in existence since creation of human being. A number of them are not related with any scientific basic reasons, contemporaneity, and religious faith. Although they have nothing to do with wisdom and reasons, unfortunately they cannot be removed and eliminated from the mind, brain, and consciousness of people, having been part of their growing up. Superstition has two main causes: cultural, traditional, and individual experience. Some superstition, like the saying, if you swallow a seed of fruit, especially star apple, the tree will grow on your head. If you go to bed without a bath, you will see ghosts, not showing a baby a mirror. Our parents were no liars, but such was the way of getting children to do their bid. These beliefs instilled fear in the then children to do right, even in the absence of elders. Here are others from our respondents.
That was what I used to hear, that maybe by the time you swallow udra seed, probably it will come off from your head, and like a tree, your head, when you lie, you will die. So that at least that habit of lying will not be in you.
So because of
What is the importance of superstition to a society? These beliefs have been shown to help promote a positive mental attitude, shape morals, shape people's perception and understanding of life. It is an intergenerational vehicle of values such as hospitality, chastity, truth, respect for old age, covenant keeping, hard work, and good character. However, they can lead to irrational decision making, such as trusting in the merit of good luck and destiny rather than sound decision making.
Grow on step.
They'll just put that fear into you, just that fear in you. But I think when we come to grow of age, I think that lie is not in us again.
On the other hand, superstitions have caused some to dwell in fear of the unknown and further indulge in certain unexplained actions such as carrying charms, wearing certain clothes, visiting places associated with good fortunes, preferring specific colors and using particular numbers, not going out of the house on certain days, maybe because one has hit the left foot on a stone, seen a black cat, and also is in the first trimester of a pregnancy. Due to widespread perception of Western culture, increased access to information and technology, superstitious beliefs are phasing out in the urban communities. Nevertheless, some people still cling to them. But it is worthy of note that some fraudsters use them to manipulate and defraud people. One does not have to change travel arrangements or skip any appointments because of unnecessary anxiety linked to a superstition, but rather work on having a positive mind for a smooth day, even when presumed that they work wonders. Like reality of old generation, an Indomie generation child would question the scientific basis of every traditional belief, such as saying that time waits for no man. They would say, my times are in God's hands. Opportunity knocks but once. They will say, I have a God of second chance. And when one door closes, another opens. Make hay while the sun shines. And they would say, even when the sun goes down, there is electric power to dry the hair.
I don't believe you. That will not work. I'll swallow it several times.
So, is it possible that superstition and ancestral belief will be extinct sooner than later? Augusta Isien, Akbc News.
Could there be another Garden of Eden in Nigeria, as people of Koma tribe in Adamawa State still practice dressing code of Adam and Eve? Let's find out after the break. Please stay. You're welcome back. There have been series of reports that Akwa Ibom State is ranked second state that top the consumption of beer nationwide. Shocking, right? This may be reason every outlet where beer is sold is always filled with people from Monday to Monday. What is beer or alcohol? Has it turned to blood tonic that people are rushing, and are they negative effects? This rhetorical question took air in a poll to the wall of beer drinkers and a dietitian in the following reports.
It is observed that various sit-out joints and restaurants in metropolis and suburbs have a huge number of people converge every day, mostly in the evenings. In fact, one place where people unite, speak one language, and communicate freely, irrespective of gender, is the beer parlor. Unconfirmed reports for some time now have ranked Akwa Ibom as the second highest state, while Lagos is said to top the list. If these statistics are true, then what attracts people to beer that others who do not drink are missing?
There's this happiness that comes with it. I don't know because most of you want beer name it wrong.
For the shagging in our mass and I get the beer, and I'm always in one beer. Well, beer do Manado, a man won't. Any of my church, I will give him. I put a man into you and use and to you and give him. You don't know how the top and beer, then I'm with him. Go on, and maybe you know I feel a little relaxed. Long Bob, me. Beer and them, it been a many been wrong. So, for the beer, I don't know what a man wrong. Like when did I talk? I'm at the memory span. And I'm in my under program created for a car cabano, Asago. Of 1 day, be a man for man war market. A young feel cool temperature, even for Volcano relax. A man I will at a get him possible subdian. Intoxicates you and makes you not to think about some problem at a particular moment because I'm a woman after over a kick. Enjoyment.
Some sit-outs that sell beer and other alcoholic drinks have developed the strategies of making huge sales, and some of these tricks include akam on weekends, where familiar tunes are rendered in translated beer language. The Lord bless someone today. It's maybe you, it's maybe me. Let's say I don't be a civil servant and get a woman. You go in him. Umberu Gonzo Mingamade Manganga Josiga Ngamover from the under. Ngani Wada Gonzong in his Ogeva. It won't be out of place to say that some people have idolized beer, placing it next to or even before God. What is responsible for excessive beer indulgence?
Addiction, more they are addicted to beer. Everyone can be on with you when beer down 550 is out of high. You cool your temper. I'm out so in the Uber here, get them for. I know you them for. Okay, so they me down, get second one. Like that, me back. I see them.
And to some persons take beer, mostly alcohol, because they want to fight depression.
I know about cause malaria too much because of my nurse. Every Sunday, but I drink like 4 bottles in one place.
Times when I'm disturbed, I'll just take it for me to forget how I'm feeling. I can go for only 3. Only 3.
I will be the hot fire in the wrong way.
Because everybody is suffering. Nothing. I think because I'm even blame myself. Why could I be in Nigeria?
Again, no,
it is said that there are potential health benefits to beer consumption, but it is important to know that drinking beer can also be bad, especially when not consumed in moderation. According to a dietitian, Dr. Itoro Paul.
Some of them who drink alcohol only drink because they've been told that alcohol is good for the heart. But they've not had time to sit down to look at the benefits of alcohol and the dangers of alcohol. Did they know that the dangers of alcohol outweighs the benefit? They didn't know. Moderate amount of alcohol raise levels of high density lipoprotein. Yes. Now the question is all alcohol good for the heart so as to culminate to raising the high density lipoprotein? The answer is no. If you take more than the quantity required for health benefit, it will now slide into what we call health dangers of alcohol.
The risk of drinking beer outweighs any potential benefits. It is worthy of note that excessive beer drinking causes immediate health effects, violent activities including homicide, suicide, and sexual assault.
Danger of alcohol is high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, liver disease, cancer of the breast, cancer of the mouth, cancer of the throat. Alcohol can ultimately weaken your immune system, increasing the chances of getting sick on a regular basis, and it will also lower memory span.
With all these, do you still think that beer is the baba, the ultimate that cannot be done without? Remember that life has no duplicate, and make your choice wisely. Eyageno Paul, Akbc News.
Beautiful report there. It is interesting to note that in this age and time, where the world is technology driven with different inventions and practices, there are people who still hold on to ancient ways of living. One of these people who do not let go ancient practices is the Koma tribe in Adamawa State in northern Nigeria, who still practice the killing of twins. One significant thing about this tribe is that they are still practicing the dressing code of Adam and Eve when they sinned, wearing leaves. Shocking, right? Ian Paul tells us more about the Koma tribe and its history.
In this beautiful mountain terrain lives a tribe untouched and tarnished by civilization and its hassles. While the world is moving on fast-paced into the fourth revolution with robots, high-end technology, evolving traditions, cultures, and environmental changes, this group of people remain unbothered by the world revolving around them. The Koma people of Adamawa State in northern Nigeria still live in ancient times. As civilized as the country seems, the Koma people still practice the killing of twin babies. In fact, these babies are buried alongside their mother without a rethink. Primitive it may seem, but the people still believe that twin births are evil and unacceptable. Koma means to go back, making it seem like the name has a stake in their way of life. For reasons too obvious to ignore, some have described the Koma people as ancient and as primitive. Whichever the case, the Koma people have refused to tag along with civilization. Located in the Atlantika Mountains of Adamawa State in northern Nigeria, the Koma people also shares a border with southern Cameroon. The Koma people became recognized as Nigerians in 1961, a year after Nigeria got its independence. Today, Koma is part of the 7 districts of Ghanaian local government in Adamawa State. The Koma Hill was discovered in 1986 by a corps member. Uniquely committed to their culture, they still dress like their forefathers. The men wear lion cloths, while the women wear fresh leaves tied around their waist and the
Yeah. Huh?
Some of their men adorn contemporary clothes, but the women stick to nudity and live well. They firmly believe that if women wear modern clothes, they will incur the wrath of the gods with a visitation of either death or barrenness. They stick to these rules to the extent that when government authorities made it mandatory in some markets for people to put on clothes, the women would put clothes wrappers over the leaves only in the market and remove them on their way back to the hills. Shocking, isn't it? The common people, according to researchers, have respect for the chiefs, elders, and government agents, but would never trade their beliefs, culture, and tradition for anything, not even money. In Koma Hill is in the maternal lineage, including child inheritance. Also worthy of note is that a common man, to an extent, yours truly, does not know, shares his wife with friends, especially visitors, because according to them, it is a sign or mark of acceptance and friendship. Most of the occupation is rearing animals, as you could see them coexist with animals, sharing food and drinking water sources. Anthropologists and human rights activists believe that responsible tourism can help preserve the Koma culture, ease their daily lives, and help to eliminate the brutal ones like the bearing of twins with their mother. What do our people think about this kind of culture?
It's not really fair. A mother will carry a child for 9 months, and not just the child, children for 9 months in her womb. At the end of it, she push it out and someone will come and kill it. How will you feel? If that's how they kill people all over the world, will we, like people like us, exist? No. I condemn it totally, like, it's not fair.
Since we came and realized that wearing clothes is good for a woman to wear, it's okay. Women should not wear the leaves, they should wear the clothes.
For me, it's bad. It's not good because we were not meant to wear leaves. Normally, we were meant to wear clothes.
I wouldn't say it's out of place because it's more of a cultural thing. Same way, it's very hard for them to adapt to wearing to be fully clothed. The same way we also, in fact, there will be protests now. Nobody will want to wear leaves.
You don't even know who and be exposed. You don't know. And I for sure because of a man I'm through. I am a war. That's how one in the sense that I commit fornication.
Koma Hills have become a center of attraction for soul winners as evangelical churches within and outside Nigeria are engaged in introducing them to serving God. These missionaries are behind the little development in the area. They build faith-based schools, sink boreholes, clothing for the people, and other humanitarian belief. Well, maybe in no time, the Koma people will embrace the global revolution and transformation, but for now, it is worthy of note that the Garden of Eden still exists in Nigeria. The Koma tribe. Eyagenopo. Akbc News.
Truly speaking, that's a sight to behold. This morning, that's how far we can go. Before we go, another look at stories that make up the headlines. Akbc State House of Assembly has rejected the governor's request for extension of the interim administration in the 31 local government areas of the state, pending the report of its committee after oversight. We also brought you a report that yesterday was Mother's Day. The United States of America set aside second Sunday in every May to celebrate mothers and motherhood. Thank you so much for your time and do have a blessed day ahead. My name is Margaret Bassi.